Okay, welcome to the podcast, Chris. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Doing really good.
That's good. So we are going to talk about email marketing, email campaigns, and automations today. So what is it? When we talk about automations, when it comes to email campaigns, what are we talking about? Give us and the listeners kind of an overview.
Sure. So there's a couple different things that we're talking about when we talk about automations. And from a marketing perspective, it usually looks like pushing someone down a sales funnel or pushing someone down a service funnel or operations funnel. So you might have someone who's in lead flow, they're in the lead flow, and you want to follow up with them regularly. That's where you could come in and put in some automation, send them some emails, send them some text messages, and get them to respond. I think that's, from our perspective, the majority of what people are looking for automation-wise. Sometimes that email will go to a salesperson and say it's time to reach out, or you might have a thank you email that goes out after a job is done. So all of that kind of stuff would fall into kind of the baseline automation side of things.
Yeah. And then if we expand, we can get into that too, but what are the ways that we would expand on that? What is, like the start of a lead flow or the like first off the website and then.
Yeah. So there's kind of, I guess there's all the parts of the sales funnel, right? Mm-hmm. We talk about this a lot. Marketing is a precursor to sales. So fundamentally what we do is from a marketing perspective, we're driving leads into some kind of funnel. Once they become qualified leads, usually that hands off to a salesperson. And to keep it going down that sales funnel, what we'll often do is put it in the automation. So you can think about it as soon as someone submits a lead form, okay, now we got to send them an email. Hey, you submitted the lead form. Let's move forward with whatever the next step is, right? So we're going to reach out to you in 24 hours, or here's your next step, or here's your free downloadable. And then after that, maybe a salesperson calls, puts together a quote. Maybe you're following up on that quote or that estimate. And then maybe they've said yes to that. And now you have a closing out email sequence of, hey, thanks for ordering the product, or signing up for the service or the membership or whatever the thing is. And so you can kind of hit them all the way down the sales funnel, really focusing on what's the next step, get people to actually complete. There is, everyone knows, a drop off of leads. You don't close every one, but if you can increase that number, there's some serious margin. So moving people from the top of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel as effectively as possible is usually what we're doing. And the expansion of that is usually, okay, well, now let's retarget those people. We know where they came from. We've done the sales funnel thing. And now we'll do a lifecycle campaign. Hey, we know you're a customer who uses some of our services. Let's get you buying all of our services. Or you've purchased a couple of our products. Let's get you purchasing all of our products. So that's kind of where it can expand to as you start doing these lifecycle drip campaigns.
Yeah. And going back to the beginning, there's all of these amazing numbers. And I bet you have them all on the top of your head about like the time to lead, like for that first contact, they fill out the form on your website, and the faster you get like that automatic email back, it increases whatever. It engages them right away, so they know, so they don't immediately go off and try another person, right? Just even if it's an email, like they submit the form at 6:00 on Friday evening, and then if there's no automations, you're not getting anything back till Monday, probably, depending on your business. But you get an email right back, says, hey, thanks for your thing, and kind of lays out exactly what the process is. We'll contact you at the next business day, and then the next step is a proposal, et cetera, et cetera. And then, so that's a big factor. And then,
and part of it is you can sell the sales process, right? Part of why someone will call you is if you pick up the phone. And so you know this, if you've gone on to Google and you've searched up a company, you give them a call and they don't answer the phone, guess what? You're just calling the next person. That person 100% lost you as a potential customer. Same thing is kind of the case with lead forms. So if I fill out a lead form that I need a service, if I don't hear from someone pretty quickly, I'm probably going to fill out the next lead form. And that's the same thing with Facebook ads, and that's the same thing with Google. And you can kind of think of them as tiered. So if someone's calling you, you don't have a second call. They're not calling twice. So ultimately it's exact moment of, you have to be responding literally as soon as it comes in. I would say Facebook leads is the second fastest in terms of how quickly do you want to turn these over. 2 to 3 minutes is like the sweet spot. If you can call within that time zone, that person remembers submitting the lead form. If they're scrolling on Facebook, 5 minutes later, they hardly remember that they submitted anything. So there are different timelines for different things. And for a submission form on a website, you might have 30 minutes, but if you can get an email to them in a minute that says, hey, this is our sales process, you'll hear from someone in the next 24 hours, you just bought yourself 24 hours, which is super valuable.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, so talking about like a little farther down the sales process, following up, the value in just automating either reminders to your salespeople to follow up or even automating some of those follow-ups at all, then there's, because I'm getting to where I'm getting towards is how many touches is actually involved in making the sale. Because lots of salespeople, they'll send the proposal out and maybe they'll follow up once. And what is the average is like, it's like 18 or something, right?
So it really depends on the industry, right? It really depends on the industry. If someone is, hey, I've got an emergency, my septic tank is backing up, you probably need one interaction to get that sale because they are looking for anyone who can come in and clean up the mess. If you're looking at large purchases, yeah, you're talking about a lot of interactions with someone before that person purchases. And I think it's in the business space, like for B2B company, you're usually talking about that. I think it's 12 to 18 interactions. And so that's either emails or text messages, or they saw an ad or something. You need to build the confidence you can do the thing that you say you do. You need to build the confidence. They won't have it already. So you have to come in and say, okay, this is how it works. This is why you should work with me. It's not about ultimately just the service. It's also about building the relationship, them getting to know you a little bit. And sometimes these emails, you'll come in and it's like, hey, this email doesn't seem to push someone down the sales funnel. Why are we sending this email? It might be about your brand story, or it might be bringing up something really relevant that your company does. Well, all you're doing is building the authority. Okay, this is who we are. This is what we do. This is what we care about. These are our values. Some of those things actually come in and do way more for you than, hey, just following up. That email sometimes doesn't go anywhere, but saying, hey, we actually really care about the customer. And like, here's some stuff that we did this last year. Here's some results that we did. We're really excited about these projects. And leaving it, not even asking for the follow-up, that sometimes gets you more buy-in, more credibility with the person. So there's kind of this game of, yes, you need to have a ton of interactions, but if they're all, hey, just following up on the last email, I almost wouldn't count that.
Yeah. You touched on this a little bit, just the measurement of it, because if you automate everything, if you don't measure it, it's actually maybe not that helpful. So that's a key part too, is measuring, tracking what happens at each step of the way, where your guys are dropping off, where they're not, so you can tweak as you go.
One of the things your dad says all the time, what doesn't get measured doesn't get done. And one of the things that I think is the case is you need to improve these systems over time. You can't just put it in place and say, hey, forget about it. We're just going to move on. You should update them to be relevant to your customers, relevant to what your current offerings are and all that kind of stuff. But ultimately, you can measure performance with benchmarks, right? So today you probably know pre-automation, what is your sales cycle? What's your close rate? How many people are you having drop-offs at any stage? So you can look maybe at total estimates you sent last year and measure that against how many estimates closed, right? And now you know what your estimate close rate is. At that point, how many people drop off? And so what you're just doing is you're saying, hey, how can we increase that number? How can we get that number to be much, much higher? And ultimately, for a large business, 2 or 3% is a ton of money. And for a small business, you might be looking to get a 5 or 10% increase. My guess is, generally speaking, if you're a small business, you're not doing enough follow-up anyway. I don't think I've met a small business that does enough follow-up. And realistically, you can increase that with automation. You can come in and just say, hey, if someone's in this bucket, I'm not reaching out to them anymore. Message them nonstop. Hey, this customer's in this bucket. We need to tell them about all of our services. We need to get them moving down the sales cycle. So, but you can measure each step too. Hey, we got someone coming in the lead form. How many of those people are we quoting at the end of the day? Well, if it's not a really high percentage, get the percentage higher.
Do we want to talk about the technical part of the automations, just the softwares that can be used, how they can be connected together?
Sure, we can a little bit. So generally speaking, you'll have a CRM, and most of the softwares that are used connect to CRMs, or CRM will have a software that's like embedded in it. So if you're using HubSpot as your CRM, they have a massive email SMS service you could just start using. If you are using Monday.com, or if you're using Jobber, or if you're using like Asana, which is I would not recommend as a CRM, but people use it that way. There's tons. If you're using Salesforce, all of these softwares fundamentally connect with everybody else. So you can come in and you can connect to MailChimp, or you can connect to Klaviyo, or you can connect to like. Really, if you have a big company, you might be connecting directly to Twilio or to something like Blue Shift to get your send volume, right? So you're purchasing, first of all, allowing a bunch of customers to sit on a server somewhere. And then second of all, actual send volume. So it's either email volume or SMS volume. If you have an app, it's push volume, right? Push notifications. And so you're purchasing that volume. You're choosing a software based off of how it connects and interfaces with your other software. If you are a small business, MailChimp is an easy option. Connects in with your QuickBooks account, and you can just send stuff based off of QuickBooks information. And if you're growing and you're a little bit bigger, I think Klaviyo is really good for e-commerce. It's really good for online sales, tracking that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, if you're really big, connect into the big boys. Go directly to the source, Twilio, SendGrid. That's kind of the big providers. They provide all the smaller ones.
Okay. So every service you're using, they're ultimately using those?
Yeah, well, there's 3 or 4 big providers, and Twilio would be the biggest, I think. I think it's interesting to talk about, like, fundamentally, what does our customer care about? And when I'm talking to customers and when I'm talking to people, what they care about fundamentally is, I want more sales. Mm-hmm. And from a marketing perspective, we have to think about that. We are the precursor to sales. Marketing is not sales. It is the precursor to sales. Now, that being said, it's part of sales. It's right in line with sales. So you're dealing with the same issues. You're going through and you're saying, on the website, how do I build my sales funnel and my sales process into the website? And so you are introducing your product. You're getting to know people. You are showing the value of your product or your service. But then you also have to do the social proof aspect of, these are other people who have been interested. These are our certifications. This is who we work with. And you provide kind of this list of information in the same format that you would your sales process. And then answering common objections. People don't really think about this very much, but on your website, you could just, what is a common objection to your product or your service, or the way that you present your product or your service? Put an FAQ section. It's a simple solution. People don't seem to know who we are when they come in. Put in a section that talks about who we are. Hey, every time someone calls me, they're saying they have no idea about like how we operate or what our sales process is. Put a section in about our sales process. There's kind of a website side of things where all of a sudden you really are doing sales, but it's the precursor. How do you deal with these things before someone gets on the phone? And how do you pique enough interest and show enough value that they will get on the phone with you or they will shoot you an email? And then fundamentally, all automations is taking that one step further. How do I continue that sales cycle? So from a marketing perspective, me and you know this, right? It's top of funnel is all ads. And we run advertising and fundamentally there's another way to get more top of funnel, and that's cold reach out, and that's organic, and that's building out your network. Like if you show up to a family gathering, you don't think of it as networking, but those are probably your first clients. Fundamentally, they're your first customers. They're going to be the people who support you along the way. That's fundamentally networking, which is part marketing, right? So there's kind of this funnel, and automation kind of sits in that bottom half of it of how do we push these guys over the last hurdle of purchasing, and how do we get them right up to that last piece? And so you could think about it the same way. What are the emails we're going to send? We'll send an email with the FAQ, right? This is a commonly asked question. This is the most common objection. We're going to solve it in an email. Hey, we're going to shoot a text message reminding them that we sent them an email about something if maybe they didn't open it. And you can kind of build this process of how do we want to communicate the value we provide, our sales process, our operations process, our delivery process. All that stuff can 100% be communicated better in almost every business. And so I think that's probably where automation comes in. We're helping people sell. Ultimately, we want to build up a pipeline. We want to build people's pipelines. And then we want to help them turn those leads into customers. So that's kind of what we do. And that's why we care about automation, I think.
I'm going to ask you one more question. I'm going to put you on the spot.
Sure.
So if let's say as a small business were to start just one automation sequence next week, what should they focus their time on for the biggest return on investment to start off with?
Automate your life first, right? So you as a small business need to be doing the follow-ups. So have an automation that tells you when you need to follow up with your customer. Hey, it's time to follow up. It's time to follow up. It's time to follow up. Forget about automating an email that goes out to a customer. I think that's all important. I think it all can come second, but automate your follow-ups first. What are you supposed to do tomorrow? Get a notification that comes to you that's just, hey, it's time to follow up. I think that's the first one.
That was actually a good answer.
Fantastic. Expected a bad one?
No, I didn't expect that answer, though. That's good.
Cool. We have a new little segment of the show called This or That. This reminds me of those Instagram videos where like you do like rapid fire as quickly as you can.
Is that what this is going to be?
I think it probably will be.
Strictly Instagram?
It's probably it's a bit of just fun, I think. It's like a fun segment. It's like we're playing a game.
We have different ideas of fun.
Okay, so I think the way that we should do this is you should ask me the questions and I won't look at them, and then I will just answer as quickly as I can.
Okay, are you asking me questions too? Are we going back and forth, or are we just... Let's do I'll go off this page, and I'm just going to pick through some of them.
Okay. Okay, you do the first page, I'll do the second page.
This is an easy one because we already talked about it. Facebook boosting posts or Facebook ads?
Most of the time, Facebook ads.
Are we doing any sort of explanation, or is it just the answer?
No, this is this or that, as quick as possible.
Okay. So should I do all of them?
Yes.
All right. Posting daily or posting strategically?
Strategically.
Organic reach or paid traffic?
Both are really important. I'm not choosing.
Is that an option?
I just made it an option.
Going viral or getting quality leads?
Quality leads.
Pretty feed or profitable feed?
Profitable feed.
DIY marketing or hiring an expert?
Hiring an expert, but DIY is underrated a little bit.
Posting without a plan or content calendar?
Not usually good. Posting without or with?
Without a plan.
No, with a plan.
That seems like an easy one. Reels or static posts?
Reels.
Homepage traffic or landing pages?
Ooh, landing pages.
Okay. Website visitors or email subscribers?
Website visitors.
Sales first or value first?
Value first.
discounts or bonuses?
Ooh, depending on your market. I'll go discounts.
Consistency or perfection?
Consistency.
Following trends or building authority?
Building authority.
Keywords or hashtags?
Keywords. Hashtags are over.
Yeah. Branding first or selling first?
Selling first.
Short form video or long form content?
Do the long form, cut it down. So
Local marketing or global reach?
local marketing.
One social platform or all the platforms?
All the platforms.
Personal brand or business brand?
Ooh, that's up in the air. I don't know. I'm
You
undecided.
say it depends.
It depends. I'm undecided. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'll do your side of things. Manual posting, scheduled content.
Scheduled.
Okay. Engagement groups or real community.
What?
Engagement groups or a real community.
Real community. Okay.
Automation or hands-on sales.
Both.
You need both.
One
You do need
leading to the
both.
other. Wow. Hands-on sales. If the sales is that's the ultimate goal.
Ultimately. Paid ads only or traffic from SEO.
Traffic from SEO.
I would argue.
You argue against that?
No, I agree. Link in bio or direct messages.
Direct messages.
I would agree. Chasing likes or building trust.
Building trust.
Clarity or creativity.
Clarity.
Marketing without data or tracking everything.
Tracking everything.
Website upgrades or more content.
Upgrades.
So it says here.
Website upgrades.
Okay. Hustle harder or market smarter.
Smarter. Work smarter, not harder.
That's good.
I just made up that term myself. No one's
Smarter,
ever
not
said
harder.
that
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
Website strategy stuff. So we're going to pivot to website strategy.
Okay.
A pretty website or a website that converts.
Converts.
One long homepage or multiple landing pages.
It depends. Landing pages.
Okay. Design first or message first.
Well, message is more important.
Yes. Yeah.
Sometimes the design is your message.
Occasionally.
It's part of it.
Stock photo or real brand photo.
Real brand photo. Yes.
A menu with everything or a clear user path.
Clear user path.
Agreed. Page for everything or page with purpose.
Purpose.
A welcome headline or a problem-solving headline.
Ooh, problem-solving headline.
Desktop design or mobile-first design.
Mobile first is more important.
Yeah.
More traffic.
Website as a brochure or website as a sales tool.
Sales tool.
I would argue a brochure is a sales tool as well, though.
Yeah. That's a very good point.
Traffic everywhere or traffic to one offer.
One offer. As long as it's going to offers.
Good offer, yeah. A homepage slider or a single strong hero section. Ooh.
Well, I don't know.
I think that's controversial at this moment.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't want to say the wrong thing because so many websites we've done have one or the other.
They have both.
Yeah. So it depends.
I
Next
think it
question.
does. Yeah. Well, that's the end of the page. It's good enough. Stop there.
Cool. We want to watch it back and see.
Was this any good?
Yeah, this is stupid. Next time we need to answer this way or that way.
Well, it's a new segment either way, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks so much, everybody. Like and subscribe for more content.
Yeah. Smash that like button.
Smash that like button.